Alright, 4.3 to 4.7 review. Alright, the length of a rectangle is 6.9 centimeters more than 5 times the width. So the first thing you want to do is you want to figure out what you want to call the width and what you want to call the length. I usually call the thing by the period my x. So I'm going to call x my width, and that leaves y my length. And also, if you didn't know we were looking for the length and width, if you continue, if the perimeter of the rectangle is 73.5, what is the dimensions? So we're looking for the dimensions, and dimensions of a rectangle is length times width. So we are looking for the length and width. So it doesn't matter what you call x or y, just pick a variable. Then go back and read it. It says the length of a rectangle. So the length we're saying is y, is, which means equals 6.9 more than, 6.9 more than, what does the word more than mean? It means addition, means plus, 5 times the width, 5 times the width, which is x. If the perimeter, what does the word perimeter mean? Perimeter, if you have a perimeter of a rectangle, if we said this was my x, that would also be x. If this is y, that's my y. The perimeter would be adding up all the sides, so it would be x plus y plus x plus y. So you could say 2x plus 2y if the perimeter of the rectangle is equals 73.5, what is the dimensions? So now we have our system. Alright. Then we have to decide how are we going to solve this. Well, since this is already set equal to y equals, and it doesn't look like it'd be a really good linear combination, I'm going to use substitution. So I'm going to substitute this in for y of that one. So we're going to have 2x plus 2 parentheses, and we have 6.9 plus 5x is equal to 73.5. I distribute, so I'm going to have 2x plus 6 times, or 2 times 6.9 is 13.8, plus 2 times 5, which is 10x, is equal to 73.5. All I did was take this 2 and multiply it to those numbers. Combine like terms. 10 and 2 is 12x plus 13.8 is equal to 73.5. Subtract 13.8 from the other to the other side, because how can we get x by itself? We have to subtract 13.8. So we have 12x. 73.5 minus 13.8 gives me what? Yep, 59.7. And our last step is divide by your 12. So that gives me my x. Then I have to find my y. Well, it says up here, it says y is equal to 6.9 plus 5x. And x is 4.97. And so you plug that into your calculator and you find out y is equal to 31.775. So your dimensions are 4.97 centimeters and 31.775 centimeters. Alright. Alright, now we have Carlos is 8 years older than his sister Maria. 4 years ago, Maria was 2/3 as old as Carlos. How old are they now? So, they want to know their age now. So that means that X can be Maria. And again, it's just the only reason why I'm picking as because by the period, but you can do it however you want. And Y is Carlos. Now, we have here, Carlos is 8 years older than his sister. So Carlos, which is Y, is, which is equals 8 years older than, so 8 plus Maria, X. So we got one equation. Then it says 4 years ago. Well, how old was Maria 4 years ago? If she's X years now, she would be X minus 4, right? And Carlos 4 years ago would have been Y minus 4, right? So it says 4 years ago, Maria, so X minus 4 was, so equals 2/3, so we have 2/3 Carlos's age. So Carlos was Y minus 4. And now we have our system. Now, because this one right here is in fractions, I'm going to multiply this by 3 to get rid of that. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So I'm going to multiply this side by 3 and this side by 3. Alright, so we have on this side, clean this up a little bit, or we'll just squeeze it in. I'm going to leave it for a second. I'm going to leave this the same, so I'm going to leave this 3x minus 4, and I'm just going to do this for a second so I can show you. So if you put this in your calculator, 3 times 2 divided by 3, you'll notice that it's 2 because these cancel out. Now I'm going to distribute. So I'm going to have 3 times x is 3x minus 12 is equal to 2y minus 8. Now, yeah, you could have left it in your fractions and distributed, but you're gonna have fractions for the whole problem. So I just wanted to get rid of the fractions. All right. So now this is the same equation. This all is the same one. So this is my first equation, and this is my second equation that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use probably use I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to use I'll use substitution. So I have 3x minus 12 is equal to 2. Now instead of y, I have my y is up here, is 8 plus x, and then minus 8. So I'm going to distribute, I'm going to have 3x minus 12 is equal to 16 plus 2x, distributing that, minus 8. Now what do I got to do? Combine like terms. 3x minus 12 is equal to 2x. We have 16 minus 8 is 8. I'm going to subtract my 2x on both sides. So I have x minus 12 is equal to 8, plus 12 on both sides. X is equal to 20. Alright, so biggest thing is that after we get rid of the fractions, we can substitute in. And so now let's see, we say x was 20, so that means Maria's age is 20, and Carlos, well, it says y equal, it says 8 years older, so 20 plus 8, so Carlos is 28. Alright. One day a store sold 45 pens, one kind at $8.50, the other kind at $9.75. In all, $398.75 was taken in. How much of each kind was sold? So we have two pens here. So we have pen 1, which will be x, and then we have pen 2 for our y. So 2 pens or kinds were sold, so that will be our x plus y, and we sold 45 altogether. Now it says one kind was $8.50, so if I sold one pen at $8.50, I would get $8.50. If this is my first pen, if I sold 2 of them, I would put 2 times $8.50. If I sold 3 of them, it'd be $8.50 times 3. So since this is how much x is costing, we don't know how many we sold, so we're going to put x plus, so how can we write it for the $9.75? 9.75y, and they brought in $398.75. So that's our system. Now, again, to get rid of all, so you don't have decimals in every single one, I'm going to get rid of my decimals by multiplying everything by 100. Since this is all adding or separate, we have to multiply by everything. Up here we didn't, because it was on the outside. This is where we multiplied it by everything afterwards. So we want to multiply everything by 100, moving it over. So it has 850 x plus 975y is equal to 398.75. Okay, so that's our equation 1 and our equation 2. I'm going to use substitution. So I'm going to take, how can I solve this, and we'll solve it for y. So if I solve this one for y, we have y equals, yes, 45 minus x. So I have 850 x plus 975y But now instead of y, I have 45 minus x is equal to 398.75. Then distribute. So I have 850x plus, multiplying these here, 975 times 45 gives me 43875 minus my 975x is equal to 39875. Alright. Then we combine like terms. So I'm combining this with this. And I'm going to take this to the other side. I'm going to subtract my 43 also. 43875 from both sides. So I get negative 125 x is equal to, put that in your calculator, and what do you get? Negative 4,000. Alright. Then we're going to divide by our negative 125. So x is going to be 32. X is 32, and it says y is 45 minus x. So y is 45 minus 32, so y is 13. So we have 32 pens of one kind, that's 850, and 13 at the 975. Alright, so we have 1, 2, and 3. So our first step is to look at it, is solving the system. We're going to look at it and see, is there anything if we add them together that will drop out? And I notice that my 1 and 2 b's will drop out. So I'm going to take those first. So I have 2a plus 3b plus c is equal to 17. And a minus 3b plus 2c is equal to negative 8. Now, since they'll drop out, I can add down. 2 and 1 is 3a. This drops out, plus 3c is equal to 17 minus 8, which is 9. Since I used 1 and 2, I have to use 3 over here. And I'm looking at it, actually I'll just write it over so you can see it. So 3 is 5a minus 2b plus 3c is equal to 5. And I have to drop out my b's, so it really doesn't matter which one I use, but I'm going to use 2 because a doesn't have anything, so I'm just going to see if I can simplify it. So I have a minus 3b plus 2c is equal to negative 8. Now, if you look at it, if I add it down, nothing drops out, and I need my b's to drop out. So I have to multiply something by the top one to get, and something by the bottom, because there's nothing I can multiply singly. So I'm going to multiply the top by 3, and the bottom by, and since it's either the same side, so negative 2. because we want them to be opposite signs. And so again, this is going to be your 3 and 2 equations. So 3 times 5 is 15a. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6b. 3 and 3 is 9. C is equal to 15. Then I have to take negative 2 times my second equation. So negative 2 times a is negative 2a. Negative, negative, make a positive. 2 times 3 is 6b. And negative 2 times 2 is a negative 4. C is equal to negative, negative is positive. 8 times 2 is 16. Then what do I gotta do? Add them together. 15 minus 2 is 13a. B's are gone now. 9c and minus 4c is plus 5c is equal to 15 and 16 is 31. So that's my A. This is kind of my B step. C, just for later on if you need to look at it. D, we're at. I'm going to take these two together and look at them and see what I have to do. So I'm just going to put them on top of each other. 3a plus 3c equals 9, and 13a plus 5c equals 31. I have to get rid of a or c. So I'm going to get rid of c because they're smaller numbers. And what do I have to multiply this top by? 5. And this bottom by, they're the same side, so I have to go opposite, so negative 3. 5 times 3 is 15a. 5 times 3 is 15c, and equal to 45. Distribute this to here. 13 times negative 3 gives you negative 39. A. Negative 3 times 5, negative 15c, which is equal to 31 times negative 3, negative 93. Add down. 15a minus 39a is a negative 24a. C's are gone, equals 45 minus 93, negative 48. Divide by my negative 24. A is 2. A is 2, so then you have to work backwards. So you can put it into either one of these equations. So I'll put it into the top one. So I have 3a, but instead of a is 2, plus 3c is equal to 9. So I have 5 plus 3, actually 6, sorry, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 3c is equal to 9. Subtract my 6, 3c is equal to 3, c is equal to 1. Then I need, we'll call that D. So I need to come over here. F. Alright, so now I gotta find my last one. So I can use any of them, and I'm going to choose this one because it looks like the smallest. So A minus 3b plus 2c equals negative 8. So then I'm going to put in the 2 minus 3 times b, that is what we're solving for, plus 2 times 1, because c is 1, equals negative 8. So 2 minus 3b plus 2 times 1 is 2, equals negative 8. Combine like terms, so I have negative 3b plus 4 equals negative 8. Subtract 4, negative 3b is equal to negative 8 minus 4 is negative 12. Divide by negative 3, we get b equals, divide by negative 3, 4. So our point is A, which is 2, B, which is 4, C, which is 1. Alright. So we have the sum of three numbers is 68. The second number is 5 more than twice the first. The third is 4 times the first. Find the three numbers. So that means that we're going to say A is going to be our first number, B is going to be our second number, and C is our third number. So the sum of the three numbers, so that means A plus B plus C is, which is, equals 68. The second number, so the second number, which is B, is 5 more than, so it's 5 plus, twice the first, 2A. The third is 4 times the first. So the third, which is this, C, is 4 times the first, 4A. So we're going to use, probably, I'm going to use substitution. Substitution, I have A plus B plus C, so I'm going to use that. But I'm going to substitute in now. So I'm going to substitute this in for B. So I'm going to bring down my A plus, now instead of B, I have 5A plus 2A plus C, but C now is going to equal 4A equals my 68. So I have A plus 5 plus 2A plus 4A is equal to 68. So I have 1A and this and that, so I have 2, 6, 7, 7A plus my 5 equals 68. Subtract 5, 7A is 63. Divide by 7, A is 9. A is 9, so I need B and C though. B says that it is 5 plus 2 times A, which is 9. So put in your calculator 5 plus 2 times 9, and you get 23. And then C is 4 times A, so 4 times 9, and 4 times 9 is 36. So our three numbers are 23, 36, and 9. Alright, so we have here triangle A, B, and C, and we have the measure of angle A or B is 6 less than twice the measure of A, and we're finding the measures of the angles. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to call them A, B, and C, the angle measurements. Alright, so it says the measure of angle B, so B is equals 6 less than twice the angle measured. So because it has less than this, that means we have to actually put 2a minus 6 first. Then it says the measure of angle C is 2 more than, so 2 plus twice the measure of B, 2b. Find the measures. Well, we have 3 unknowns. That means we need 3 equations. So we're missing 1 equation. What else do we know about a triangle? What do all the angles add up to? Yeah, 180. So that means that A plus B plus C has to add up to 180. Now we have our system. Now we can solve. Well, I'm going to use, since this is B and A and this is C and B, the only thing we really can do is use substitution on this one. So I'm going to use substitution. So we have here, I'm going to use my A plus B plus C is equal to 180. I'm going to sub in my B and C. So, and I'll get it for A. So I'm going to leave A in because I don't have anything for A, so I'll just leave an A. So I have A plus, now instead of B, I'll go 2A minus 6 plus, now instead of C, I'll have 2 plus 2B, and then we have equals 80, 180. So, might as well clean this up a little bit. We have A plus 2A minus 6 plus 2 plus 2B is equal to 180. Combine like terms, I have 3 A's. I have negative 6 and 2 is minus 4 plus 2B is equal to 180. But I don't know if you're noticing this, that we still have A's and B's, but we only can have one variable to solve for it. So what do you think we could do? I'm going to substitute this in for my B, so I can get it in terms of A. So 3A minus 4 plus 2 times 2A minus 6 is equal to my 180. All I did was take and put that in for B. So I have 3A minus 4, 2 and 2 is 4A, minus 2 times 6 is 12, equals 180. Let's combine like terms. So I have 7A and minus 16 is equal to 180. I'm going to add 16, so I have 7A is equal to 196. Divide by A, or divide by 7. A is going to be, put in your calculator, 196 divided by 7, 28. So we know that A is 28. B is 2 times A, so 2 times 28 minus 6. So B is 50. C is 2 plus 2, well, B will do, and B is 50. So 2 plus 2 times 50 is 100. so it's 102. And those are all degrees, so, because they're angles. Alright, two more. The easiest way for inequalities for you guys is to get y by itself. So we're going to subtract our 2x on both sides. So I have negative 5y minus, or negative 5y is less than or equal to a negative 2x plus 10. Divide everything by a negative 5. So I have y. I divided by a negative, so I have to do what to the sign? I have to flip that sign. Negative and negative is a positive, 2/5 x. And then I have 10 divided by negative 5 is negative 2. So I'm going to go to negative 2. Remember, this is your slope, so it's rise over run. So I'm going to rise 2, positive, because they're both positive, so I'm going to go positive and then in the positive direction 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do it one more time. Rise 2, run 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a straight edge, maybe. And it's equal to, so this is solid. And then now we have to think about it. It says that y is greater than the line. So where are my y's greater? My y's are greater up here, so I'm shading up here. Now, remember, a solution to this graph is any point in here. So since the origin 0, 0 is in the shaded part, you also can make sure that it's in the system because we shade true. So 2 times 0 is 0, minus 5 times 0 is 0. So I'm putting in the point 0, 0. I'll show you, just in case you, because 5 times, so it is negative 5 times, because I'm putting in point 0, 0, is less than or equal to 10. So 0 minus 0 is less than or equal to 10, which is true. So this is definitely the side we shade on. So if you wanted to, you could also do that. You could graph it and then pick a point, and if it's true, that's the way you shade. If not, you have to shade the other side, because we always shade true. Alright. Alright, so we're going to go here, put this into my y equals. So 2y is less than or equal to, I'm going to add x to both sides. So it would be x plus 2. Divide by 2, I have y is less than or equal to 1/2 x plus 2. I'm dividing by 2, so it's plus 1. Sorry about that, guys. Should have done it. Should have done that. Alright, that's a 1. On this one, we want to take this to the other side, so I just have to add 3x to both sides. So that one is y is greater than or equal to 3x minus 1. Alright, so let's do this one first. So I go to my y-intercept is 1. I'm going to put a dot there. Rise over run. So I'm going to go up 1 to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2. And it's a solid. If it didn't have this equal to, it would be dotted. But this is also a solid. And whenever you have more than one equation, you want to label this line. So we're going to label this line. We have y is equal to the 1/2 x plus 1. And it says that your y's are less than the line. So we're down here. So just so you know, it's kind of like, I wish I had a pencil. Oh, I have a pencil. So on this one, this is where we would shade. So it's very light. I'm just going to shade it very lightly. Alright, then we have here, I'm going to do this one. So a -1, I'm going to go to -1. -1's right there. And I'm going to go my slope. What is 3 over? There's always a number 1 underneath it. So I'm going to go up 3 to the right 1. 1, 2, 3, right 1. 1, 2, 3, right 1. And this one again is solid because of because there is an equal to. Alright, so now this says that y's are greater than the line. So that means y's are greater up here, right? Because this y's are more. So above this line would be here. So where do the two things overlap? So this one was down here, and this one is over here. So hopefully you see that they overlap here. So this is our answer. So the rest is not shaded. Alright, that's it. If you need more practice on these, please go and look at the notes on 4-7. I do have those done. And then if you need more help, please ask me during class. And if I were you, I would download this and try to do it on your own if you haven't done it, and just use this as a reference.